Hello, darlings. Today is a heavy heart day for me. 2 years ago today, I met Mr. Amazing while we were only together for 8 months. It was literally the best 8 months of my entire life. I was driving to a friend's yesterday across town, long drive, like 49-minute drive. While I was driving, pondering along this anniversary that hurts. I asked myself the question, if you could go back and change it, if you could go back and change that first night that you met, would you change it? And my answer is no. I wouldn't change a thing. I learned so much from this relationship. I have healed so much from this relationship. So much healing has happened in the last year. Like, I've made videos for you guys, but I haven't covered half of what I have been going through and the things that I've been doing to get myself back to Zen. Yeah, I wouldn't change it at all. I might change, April, May, June. But as far as would I change? So like the first night we met, we were meeting mutual friends at a bar, and my plan had been go say hi, get some food, and then go dancing. And I didn't end up going dancing because when Mr. Amazing walked in and we locked eyes, that was where I was supposed to be. So I'm still glad that I missed dancing that night. I think one of the biggest things that I learned, one of the biggest things that I can take away from this and feel so much confidence in, is that I learned that men are not all assholes. I learned that there is such a thing as a divine masculine. There is such a thing as a man who is kind and nurturing and loving and giving. Whereas all the men in my past, no, not at all. My past had shown me that men are domineering assholes. Mr. Amazing showed me that that is not across the board. Now, might be a little more, a little rarer than the typical, but it's not impossible. So that gave me hope that if Mr. Amazing is in fact done, which we can do nothing other than look at the obvious situation, which is that he's gone and he's not reached out, and potentially, if my downloads are to be correct, he turned on me, but at least not while we were together. So is he a divine masculine? I know he's a wounded masculine. I know he has a lot of childhood wounding that he needs to deal with. And I also know that that's really hard shit to do. As someone who that has been literally my job for the last 4 years, that healing of childhood wounds, that going in and looking at triggers, the way I react to things, and going back to my childhood to figure out what happened in my childhood to make me react that way, and then console that inner child so that she knows that she is loved and cared for. Whether anyone on the outside is loving and caring for her, she has me, herself, right? And that's been my job. And I will tell you, this is probably the hardest 4 fucking years of my life. I mean, wait a minute. October 8th. Holy shit, this is the day in 2019, so was that 4 years ago, that I got fired from Big Money. Wow, I had never put those two, like, together. Interesting. Anyway. Yeah. So much healing. And it's fucking hard. It takes a shit ton of inner strength to look at yourself and to look at your faults, which all these are triggers. They are automatic reactions to something that happened in our childhood, right? So we call them faults. We call them, personality disorders, personality flaws, but all they are is childhood trauma. And I have no idea what the percentage of people who actually have the cojones to go in and actually do the work, but it's a very small percentage of people who are actually willing to fucking do the work, because it is hard. So yeah, 2 years ago today, my life changed, and I'll say for the better. There were a lot of things about that relationship that gave me clarity on the way things could be, should be, and I had no idea before. I mean, with all the toxicity in my past, no clue that kind of a relationship was possible. And maybe that's why I've held on for so long, because it's like, maybe it's because he was the first nice guy. Maybe it's because he was the first guy who didn't treat me like I was just a possession and some pretty thing on their arm. I felt like he loved me for me. I know he loved me for me. No thinking there. He did. Does he still? No clue. All I know is he's running. I triggered his wounds by my, love. I am love, you guys. I am 100% at all times sending out love. 100% of the times. There are a few people that get that side of me, but even that, I don't send out negativity. So when I love, loving Mr. Amazing, I did it with all my heart and soul, right? And I think that scared him. I don't think he's ever had that. So perhaps his childhood wounds will keep him from ever having it. I don't know. All I know is I'm kicking it over here. I'm rocking me. And I'm going to figure out a way to distract myself today so that I quit thinking about the fact that 2 years ago today, I met the most amazing man who is no longer in my life. I still love him. I do. I'm definitely in that I'm moving on type of thing. It's like, if you don't want me, I'm not gonna sit here and waste away like my mom did. My mom, somewhere along the lines, fell in love with somebody and wasted the entire rest of her life. I won't be that guy. I won't do that. But I most certainly, I think I will always love him because of the fact that he and I are from the same oversoul. But I also know that free will comes into play, and there's healing that has to be done. You have to work through this stuff. You have to work through this stuff, especially if you're hanging out with somebody who is doing the healing. And so I could just assume that he wasn't quite strong enough to do that and has chosen the easier path. I don't know. Anyway, I rock, and I'm going to rock my life. I'm going to heal people with or without him as my divine partner. You know, Mr. Amazing or something better. I know that the universe is always taking care of me, and they have something fucking amazing sitting right around the corner. And I'm just holding faith to that. Okay, that's it. I could just sit here and mammer on for, forever. But I just wanted to let everyone know that even those of us of love and light who come out here and are like, woohoo, share the love, be happy, be positive. We have our bad days too. We've got this. Keep going. I love you.